not confirm whether Kaikete has honored the police invitation. Okay. So police have started investigating, and there are, according to the report by the spokesperson, 4 suspects. Now, my views on this subject has not changed since yesterday. I remember saying, regardless of political affiliation, there's no part of what happened in that video that is okay. Even if the man is your enemy, right? So, investigation needs to happen, and this case needs to be closed. But there is the political perspective to it, and that is where people now start asking, why did it happen? What the police is trying to solve is attempting to answer the what. Now that it's happened, what happens? What do we do? Where do we go from here? So investigation will happen. You know, some names will obviously be mentioned. And if investigation is done well, then we'll be able to track and trace. But if you're looking at root cause, before you start investigating, which is why did it happen, then you very likely will have to delve into politics. And a lawyer, Mr. Obadiah Charles Mbaba, is calling for the restoration of democratic governance in Rivers State to ensure proper checks and balances. He spoke in an interview with correspondent Emeka Otuka while reacting to the attack on Ihanacho. Obadiah says calls for accountability mean little if key government institutions are not working, noting that only a fully functioning legislature can hold the executive accountable and ensure good governance.
If you have a proper democratic system in place where there are checks and balance of the executive, where the local government you have councillors, where in the state you have assembly, where you also have House of Assembly also checkmaking and overseeing local government together with councillors. No issue like this cannot arise, but it's more like a one-man show where everybody wants to get a share from the national church.
Okay. And Charles also stressed the need for strong political culture and clear ideology to guard politicians, saying there's currently no proper framework to shape their conduct across the country. Now, the man who was interviewed, who claimed he had nothing to do with it, alleged that the administrator had stolen money, that there were some salaries that were not paid. Of course, even though he claimed he didn't know anything about it, somehow he knew why the guys who were there, right? So let's pretend to believe him for a minute. If we had a constituted democratic government that has executive, legislative, and judicial, then when allegations of corruption emerge, the systems to check it exist. And that is a legislature. So the fact that now what we have at the local government and state level are people who bear the title administrator, and there is no legislature to checkmate. Obadiah is saying we need to go back to what the Constitution provides, which is a system where allegations of corruption is not visited with cutlass and koboko, as we saw in that video. Now, similarly, public affairs analyst Mr. Ijoma Peter is attributing the violent attack on the Ahoada East administrator to what he called overbearing political interference from the political leaders who nominated the administrator. Okay. He told correspondent Soibi that if care is not taken, more administrators across the 23 local government areas of Rivers State may receive similar treatment. That's interesting. Please, you should not get there. This is one too many. Okay, I think I should get this.
Not just anticipating, I'm speaking from facts, because looking at the feeders, a lot of them are complaining from the LGAs. They are saying nothing is being done. Particularly so administrators appointed in the local should be removed and replaced. So they have lost confidence in their own system, in their own political structure. So, and they are comparing them with the LGA chairmen that served under the governor that were removed by the Supreme Court. They are comparing them when the chairmen who were removed by the Supreme Court were there. Within 3 months, governance was ongoing in the 22 local government.
Now, Peter said the assault on the Ahoada administrator has a political undertone following unconfirmed disagreement with his political leader. When you make these kinds of statements, you kind of have to add allegedly.
political elite structure, people that have held down respective local government and turned it to their personal estates, businesses. These people, they are strong political leaders. Nobody can say anything or do anything. They are in charge. They have succeeded in using the guise of the state of emergency to nominate people. They don't fall under the hammer of the president. We all know that there was political undertone to the respective nomination. You can see it from their actions.
Okay. Meanwhile, a professor of development economics, Olulu Robinson, described the incident as a money-sharing process across various councils in the state. Speaking with our correspondent, Professor Robinson said the appointment of administrators to man governance at various levels due to the emergency rule has stalled development across the state. So, everyone and their mothers claim that it's political. So what exactly does this mean? After the break, we talk. Stay with us. Back, it still is Hard Facts, 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Orko Chinedu here. We're looking at the attack on the Ahoada East administrator. And this is as the police state that it has 4 suspects in custody. Now, some analysts say that we need to return back to the democracy that we know. Another said that this is strictly political. Mr. Ijoma Peter is attributing the violent attack on the Ahoada East sole administrator to what he called overbearing political interference from the leaders who nominated the administrator. Okay. Now we're hearing that they were nominated. Interesting.
I'm not just anticipating. I'm speaking from facts because looking at the feeders, a lot of them are complaining from the LGAs. They are saying nothing is being done. Particular so administrators appointed in the local should be removed and replaced. So they have lost confidence in their own system, in their own political structure. So and they are comparing them with the LGA chairmen that served under the governor that were removed by the Supreme Court. They are comparing them when the chairmen who were removed by the Supreme Court were there. Within 3 months, governance was ongoing in the 23 local government. Political elite structure, people that have held down respective local government and turned it to their personal estates, businesses. These people, they are strong political leaders. Nobody can say anything or do anything. They are in charge. They have succeeded in using the guise of the state of emergency to nominate people. They don't fall under the hammer of the president. We all know that there was political undertone to the respective nomination. You can see it from their actions.
Okay. So the first thing that happened after administrators were appointed across the 23 local government areas was the attempt to convince people that there was nothing political about that appointment. Oh, people called the show to say, oh no, they belong to this camp. They are all this person's men. See, I know this one. He's a man who used to carry handbag for this one, that one. Another said, no, there's an emergency. And the administrator simply chose people who... Now, with this particular problem of one of the administrators attacked, accused of corruption, forced to resign, and whatever happened in that office, does this give credence to the assertion that the administrators were selected, were politically positioned in the various LGAs? Is this a sign of deeper political tension in the state? Let us even assume, without conceding, like we like to say, let us say we believe those that say all the people that are administrators are from one camp. So why is there now a problem? Right? This is speculative, by the way. There's nothing proven. But if we are to agree that, the administrators from the 23 LGAs, they all come, there's one man that put them. The man wrote their name. The man selected them. He chose them. He knows their date of birth, their origin. They are this one. Okay. Why is there now a problem? But most importantly, this is the part that caught my attention. The other analyst said that this is one of many across other local government areas. Could this be the first of 23? 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. I hope you got the questions because it's important that you respond to that. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. Well, I have on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. All right, call back if you can. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Siki from Abluma.
All right, go ahead.
The issue on ground, like you rightly said, it's a known matter that is sharing from. Otherwise, look at it now. There was a video that is online now trending, wherein one guy is claiming that GDI persons are not considered in anything. So who are the GDI persons? Are GDI persons not traceable to Wiki and its camp? So now, if GDI persons are traceable to Wiki and its camp, And then somebody is alleging that the Charter Popular doesn't get to the GDI persons. So it means that the thing is internal wrangling between Wike and his people. So this thing will definitely go around the 23 LGA. Wherever they didn't agree, these things will happen. That is type of democracy we are going to practice now. God will save Rivers.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Chief Comrade. I am Braid.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, Sam, you will agree with me that this thing that is happening, when we have the local government autonomous being properly implemented, we will see more of this. Because the local government chairman will be accountable to the people. And whereby you are not accountable to the people, this is what will play out. But right now, what plays out, I feel that is insincerity from the local government administrator. From the way the LGA is also involved, there is that kind of racketeering amongst the local government council. Now, some people have been disenfranchised when you look at the whole thing. So those people now are taking laws into their hands. Actually, some are saying that what it declares at the end of the month is not what comes to the local government. And in circumstances like that, there are relevant agencies where they will send information to, and the agency will investigate and bring the sole administrator to book. They don't need to take laws into their hands by beating up the sole administrator. The sole administrator is from that local government. He also has his men. He also has his family. If his family also retaliates, what is going to happen? Anarchy is going to happen. And we shouldn't celebrate such. The security agencies, if you look between the council and the police station, is not too far. But what were they doing? What were the police doing not to arrest this situation? The situation was not arrested by the police. And also, if you look where the SSS, they are staying, it's not far from the council. They couldn't arrest this issue. They too should be able to ask themselves,
all right,
what are their duties?
Thank you, Comrade Braid.
Government.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and God bless you. I remain Chief Comrade. I am Braid.
All right. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. All right.
What's your name? Good evening.
From Akabechi.
Go ahead.
Yes, I think in all the local government areas, there are some security personnel that stays at the gate. Trying to be answered or corrected where I'm telling the truth. Where we are there,
well,
they're there or we are there not there.
Elder,
It is only the security will always be there, whether administrator or elected chairman. They should raise their case because soon as they are the elected chairman, I think the date has been fixed, August 9th, I don't know. So we see the whole thing, they will raise their power. I think it remains one month the other back. So
okay.
People should not be taking laws into their hands, even if they do not meet up their demands, financially or sharing or by this. They're supposed to complain, not by using matches and flogging a man. We didn't get it right. We don't know whoever that must be that one should be accountable. Nobody should be a sacred cow. Because if it's continue like that, they will mess up the whole system, which is not proper.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, there should be security in that premises. But let's be honest, if, according to the report, 30 persons with weapons stormed that place, they would very likely overpower the security. That's the kind of number of persons that would require reinforcement, backup. But again, investigation will hopefully answer all our questions if done well. Hello? All right, 08179230002. Let's take messages. This message reads, Good afternoon, Oracle. Please, what's holding the Supreme Court on illegality of emergency? I believe it will solve all the shenanigans of beating sole administrator and others. Like it's a constitutional matter, why not expedite it to put it to rest? So like this, they pack governor one side. Emidim from Port Hackett says. And Melody says all the illegal things happening in Ahoada East, including data of sole administrator, is all part of illegality and lawlessness in our system. If a government seen as illegal, the citizens are bound to follow the same government with illegality. The administrator came into power via illegitimate means. These boys are also doing their things illegally. Illegality begets illegality. Deviant behavior are inevitable where illegitimacy in government exists. The administrator on his own cannot even sue those guys as an administrator, but as a common individual, because administrator is not known to law. Hello. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Sam Oracle.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Triumphant. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead, Triumphant.
Okay, Mr. Sam, politics have a way of bringing new things to the table, be it good or bad.
Okay.
That's exactly what has happened in Ahoada East. Though it's on a bad side, but that means politics is also becoming more dynamic. But Mr. Sam, I listened to the CSO of that council, and he said that there was a set of people in the administrator's office having a discussion with him. No, Sam, are you following?
I'm listening.
Yes, so at some point it was heated. Their argument was heated. So he left his post, trying to figure out what was happening in the administrator's office. So the administrator instructed him to shut the door and go back, which he did because, according to him, it's his boss and he cannot flash the directive.
Okay.
You understand? But also, we heard the news that these people were with machetes and all that. And also the CSO said that at some point they were overpowered and that was when all of them ran for their lives. So to me, there's a discrepancy between the accounts he's giving because it means that the people were in the administrator's office already. So he cannot come and tell us that they overpowered them and everybody ran. So that's why I need him to question more so that we can have the authenticity of what really happened there.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, SOC.
Good evening.
Ezekiel, calling from Ubumini.
Go ahead.
SOC, if I had listened to the council CSO vividly, I believe that his soundbite, his initial soundbite, and the one of Morning Crossfire yesterday, I think there are a kind of complication in his statements.
Okay.
And if I should also follow his statement, I believe that he has contradicted everything and I will allegedly telling him to give account of what happened to that sole administrator of that council. For him to let us know that there are some amount of money which he is allegedly embezzling. I don't know if you're understanding me. So that shows that indirectly, as a CSO, we are talking about the CSO of a council who claim not to know the hoodlums, so to say, that came to harass, insult, and manhandle his sole administrator. That is right the way. Mr. SOC, I want to let you know that these sole administrators thought that it will be as GDI era when they were given the opportunity of 3 months, then they will change another person. But this time around, it has been another different ball game because of the River State administrator we have in this state. I don't know if you get me. Thank you very much. Ezekiel, call from Lubumini.
Thank you, Ezekiel. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Cookie Gam.
Go ahead, Cookie Gam.
What happened in Ahoada is not my concern because I know more will happen. It can't do nothing on. It can't do nothing on something. What is that are doing to face this too much?
Okay. Well, the network has other plans. We're hoping that more does not happen. Adache Sunday on Facebook, remember we're live, says, I don't have pity on any politician that receives beating because they are all the same. Well, nothing about it makes it okay. Mark Bethel says it will still end the way the case of those guys who destroyed the LGA campaign venue in Eche. Sam Andoni's sole administrator is among the worst. We are watching him. Okay, that we are watching him. I don't know if that's a threat, a promise, or a piece of advice. But hopefully it does not lead to violence. Sam, good evening. If these people are not nominated by someone, how does the sole administrator know them when he's not from Rivers? Mr. Diko is asking. Greetings, Oracle. This was how the governor was celebrated, and later the same people who celebrated him said he betrayed and didn't carry those people along. This is the same case with the administrator. I won't be surprised if the same people come out to call him an ingrate. Interesting. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Good evening. What's your name? Good evening.
Yeah, Lugaman.
Go ahead, Lugaman.
Yeah, Honorable. The matter we are discussing today have exposed the city deal from the FCT minister against the state. You see, when we talk about why the state of emergency was declared, and you begin to ask a question. Look at it now, that you will be forced to control the resources of River State because the governor that was elected refused to share the money with you. That is exactly what is happening. Now, why was the state administrator attacked? It's because of refused to share the money. What are we saying here, Samuel Kennedy? You see that in the people that were elected, that was judged by Supreme Court, in 3 months' time, my brother, in our local government here, where I come from, my local government is that project that all the people are happy with it. Today, we can see light, we can see roads graded by the former local chairman. Now, what are we seeing today? Is share the money, share the resources. This is about two months, and now these caretakers are being empowered. What are the number of money that have came into the state? No project from local government, no project. So what they are doing, they are busy sharing the money. Please, the best option is for Mr. President to please reset our governor back. We need our governor back because with what is happening today now, it's happening in Ahoada. You don't know whether it's a K or other government that they will attack. Okay. I told you first before this platform that they wrote names of our youth that they are paying that are loyal to FCC minister. And you are asking us question, why? Do you have proof? With what happened in Ahoada, haven't that proven to you that, yes, what Lugaman and other people are saying is true?
Okay, Lugaman, thank you. Well, whether or not what you said is true, the Ahoada incident does not validate the statement you made. Good afternoon, brother. The question I'm asking the sole administrator of the local government, can't he recognize the men that came to beat him? The police are here to arrest them or anyone related to them. My thoughts. Press J, texting from Rukbako, SARS Road. Press, according to the police, 4 people are in their custody, 4 suspects. So I'm guessing that has to lead somewhere. Lexi from Port Harcourt says, on this Ahoada issue, on ground, the local government administrator and some angry youths, my question is, the police station in Ahoada is just 3 minutes drive to the local government council. So how come the police could not stop that, which I think took up to 30 minutes? Awanda just says the nomination of sole administrator in various local government areas by their leaders is having political undertone. What happened in Ahoada East is one of many. Sharing of local government funds is the order of the day. This is quite unfortunate. And the next comment reads, have you thought about it, that this is actually the beginning of a new wave of instability to give the president the pretext to extend the emergency rule? I hope I'm just being paranoid. Michael says from Akreka. Michael, I hope with you that paranoia is your state. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What's your name?
Thank you for taking my call. My name is Lawson. I'm calling from my one.
Okay, Lawson, I can hear you now. Please go ahead.
You see, the video that came out from that local government is just the beginning of other videos that will come out.
Ha.
Money, one thing about money destroys friends, scatters family. There was an allegation that it was because of money that brought problem between the suspended governor and the predecessor, Joseph Wike. And now in Ahoada West and other local governments, the reason the governor was allegedly suspended is because he refused to share the money. And now others are sharing the money, but they've forgotten the foot soldier, the men, the young boys they use to threaten or destroy police facilities in the local government. And you think these boys will keep quiet? They are no longer fools. Some people will say, why didn't they go to police? Which police? Who is controlling the police? Why didn't they go to court? Is it not in Nigeria the highest court in Nigeria, Supreme Court, took number 4 man to make a governor? It's court. Who is controlling court? Court that are building houses for? My brother, this is just the beginning. More are coming. Thank you.
Please, I did not structure this show today for you to be the town crier of doom. Because 2 or 3 people have said this is not the beginning. This is just the beginning, rather. Right? As I said it in my mind, I said, God forbid. But you can understand why people feel this way, right? Insanity, they say, is doing the same thing over and over again in the same way and expecting a different result. So, to the question connected to this conversation, are these signs of deeper political tension? Over 90% of those who called have in one way or the other answered yes. I'm not going to end on a note of hope today. I'm going to end by saying that the democratic government of Rivers State needs to come back. Because the confusion connected to this emergency rule arrangement is only getting worse. That's my take. Thank you.